Welcome to Beyond Measure. This is a flash drive, which contains the digi-stamp from Tiffany Doodles called Curly Labels that we'll use on our project today. Plug the flash drive into your USB port and then your window will open. Click and drag the file onto your desktop. Open up My Craft Studio scrapbooking software. Locate Curly Labels in the lower left-hand corner of your software window. Click and drag into your workspace. Manipulate to the way that you need it. Save it to your desktop and voila! Click and drag Curly Labels to your USB drive. Take it to your other computer and now you can print. And this is the uber beautiful wallpaper stamp by Tim Holtz. Cut the white cardstock in the measurements and what you want your finished card base to turn out to be. Ink your stamp with Spun Sugar by Distress Ink of Tim Holtz. Take your Distress Ink marker in pumice stone and accent the crowns on the wallpaper stamp. Hop on stamp. I love the Crafter's Companion Rocket Block stamping blocks. Now you'll need to run your stamped image through your printer and print your Curly Labels stamp, which is uber awesome. When cutting a window, so to speak, I love to use my We Are Memory Keepers Big Bite to punch holes in the area in which I need to cut out. This makes it more maneuverable. Be sure to cut in between the dashed and solid lines of this digi-stamp. Next up is the Crafter's Companion Ultimate Tool. Take your white cardstock foundation, score down the middle, and fold. You'll notice I embossed some little waves as a guideline for later. Only trim along the edge of the embossing on your black card. Run your stamped image through the Xyron 5-inch Create a Sticker machine. Fold your card base and adhere your stamped image to the middle front of your card base. Punch holes with your Big Bite and then trim, creating a window in the front of your card. Next, use your Black Soot Distress Ink by Tim Holtz to stamp with the Stampin' Up! Happy Mother's Day sentiment. Sprinkle with transparent, clear embossing powder. Heat with the Ranger Heated tool. When embossing is ready, the ink will have darkened. I love the Claudine Helmuth Domestics Layered Stamps. They are so artistic, so creative, and so forgiving. This is Spun Sugar Distress Ink by Tim Holtz with clear embossing powder upon it. I'm experimenting to see which works out best, with the embossing buddy or without the embossing buddy. This first time was without. This second time is with. On this project, the homemade embossing buddy made a huge difference. Next up is the wonderful Hug Snug seam binding, a little spritz of water, and some Spun Sugar Distress Stains. Love it! This is the Spun Sugar Distress Stain by Tim Holtz. It really is an easy, super quick way to custom dye your Hug Snug seam binding. Woohoo! Next up is Viva Decor Pearl Pens in Iced White. We're staggering the dots. Be sure to place the pearls on both sides of the stamped image. Next up, this is the Chrysanthemum Die Quilling Set. It produces a little Gerber daisy. So you'll need yellow cardstock for the two center dies, and then your choice of color for the outside, and then a green for the leaves. Once you run those through, you get to use this nifty little quilling tool. It has a slit down the nose of it. You place the end of your paper or cardstock in the slit of your quilling tool and roll, roll, roll your paper. Roll it tight again and again. To secure the ends of the papers together, I use the mini glue dots by Glue Dots. They work so beautifully. Be sure to keep it as tight as you possibly can. This is one of those things that are kind of therapeutic. Oh, now open or bloom your flower. To adhere the leaves to the flowers, I'm using the Zig 2-way glue pen. Next, I'll use the Zotz 3D glue dots to put on the back of my flowers to adhere them to the wires. These wires came in the quilling kit. I'm curling the end of the wire to give it more to grab a hold of as far as the gluing is concerned. Next is the 10-second Studio Kabuka mold. I believe it's 14B. Let me see. Oh, I'm using the paper stump with Rockstar Black metal from Dazzle.com. Keeping it on the mold to sand also. Be sure to wipe away the dust from sanding with your microfiber cloth. Then put your adhesive sheet on the back so that you can have an edge-to-edge adherence and trim away the excess on both sides. Oh my goodness, now I'm doing faux stitching with the Distress Ink Picket Fence marker. It's fabulous. Now to use our ultimate tool by Crafter's Companion to aid in helping us to create a beautiful little bow from our custom dyed Hug Sug seed binding. The choice for tying in the center today is some baker's twine. Now work and fluff your bow, including trimming the ends too. I used the glue dots and some glossy accents to adhere all the rest of the leaves and the flowers to our card. Because some of the wires from our stems will be underneath our black cardstock wave, I felt that I need to use my glossy accents to make sure that the adherence is strong. Oh, it's getting there, it's getting there. I'm so excited. I love this little bow. Adhere it with your Ranger glossy accents, placing an extra button in the middle of the bow. It's Viva Decor pearl pins for the center of the flowers and mini glue dots to enable you to create a wind-blown effect as if it's blowing in the wind, maybe like a kite tail. Very carefully pop off some of your pearls, enabling you to have a smooth surface in which to adhere your buttons. To adhere the buttons, just peel off the pink part of your adhesive strip. Now I'm using the paper stamp to smooth in the edges. The other part of the layered stamps are these little foam stamps. With Spun Sugar Distress Ink by Tim Holtz, I inked the foam dress form stamp, the foam scallop stamp, a couple of times for the top and a couple of times for the bottom. The foam pair of buttons are also kissed with the Spun Sugar Distress Ink. Woohoo! Here we go with our Black Soot Distress Inks. These are the companion to the domestic foam stamps. That's why they're called layered stamps. And you know what? You don't have to be perfect whatsoever. You can just stamp and have an awesome blast. These bring a smile to my face each and every time I use them. Add some more metal buttons. Make sure that your bedazzler or your eye rock is heated up. Apply some crystal rhinestones in the little loops of the curly label, curly, from TiffanyDoodles.com, and our Happy Mother's Day card to the most wonderful mother in the world is complete. Thank you so much for watching. Be blessed beyond measure.